both the proportional only and the proportional integral. This is a block diagram of our system. What we input into the motor is it's an electric motor, and we input a percentage power that is coupled to a generator, and the generator spins and outputs a voltage that is measured. Here's some pictures of the system. On the left is the electric motor, and it's coupled to the generator. And the generator produces a voltage, and there's a bank of light bulbs that gets brighter and brighter as the voltage increases, just as a visual representation of what the system is actually doing. This is our SSOC. It's broken down on this graph into 4 different sections because of the extreme difference in it. And even within some of the sections shown here, there's a lot more variation than what you see. Like on this top section, for instance, I know that there's different K values from 1.8 all the way to a little bit over 3. And you'll see basically the 4 different sections reflected in just about every experiment we did from this point on. This is step response experiment. The result of it there was a gain of about 2, time constant of about 0.1 seconds, and a dead time of about 0.15 seconds. From all the step responses that we did on the 4 different sections, they're tallied up in this chart here, step up and step down for the 4 sections. And you can see there isn't a real correlation between any of the sections. You can't really compare them to each other. You just have to you just have to analyze each section as almost as a separate system, just because of how different it is. And here's the dead time results from the side response, or not the side response, this is the step response. And then finally the gain. The last 2 sections are somewhat similar, and that's also reflected in the SSOC, but they're still just a little bit different. After the step response, we did some sign response experiments, and you can see in this the input value is always going to have that slight, it's always going to be slightly in front of the output value, because the output value has to catch up to what the input is putting in. These are results from just one section. This was the 80 to 83.5% input section. And from those results, this is one of 4 Bode plots that we came up with. The K in this is 1.5, the tau is 0.6, the dead time is 1.9, the ultimate frequency of 7.8. You can see if you go back to this chart right here, negative 180 degrees would be the ultimate frequency, and 7.8 is just in between those. From the 4 Bode diagrams, we tabulated them into these the following 3 charts, and they look similar, but they're not comparable because of the way the SSOC is. The system responds differently at different inputs, so you can't get a running average from all input levels. That's the gain results. This is the tau results, and you can see that 50 to 70% is completely different than the other 2 or the other 3 sections. It's the same for the dead time. They're just not comparable. Now I'm going to turn it over to Tommy so he can cover the proportional stuff.